It's yours truly back again. The market is reacting to these Bitcoin spot ETFs that just opened up for trading not too long ago. We are now at a crypto market cap of 1.81 trillion. It's a 7.08 increase over the last day. We got Bitcoin at $46,865. I do believe we could see a higher push because the day's just started when it comes to a Bitcoin spot ETF and Bitcoin. And it just feels like that this day is different. It feels like now we're in a new season. Altseason could be starting to happen because we know anytime Ethereum pushes, look, right now it's at 2,611. The rest will follow. Look at this. We got ETH at 2,611. I believe ETH is in the news again. Some may like it, some may not, but it's definitely something that we need to pay attention to. Solana is at 101.33. XRP is at 60 cents. Cardano is at 59 cents. They're doing some things. Shout out to Charles Hoskinson. Let me see. Dogecoin is at 8 cents. Polkadot, $8.22. Chainlink, $15.08. Bitcoin Cash at $276.70. Litecoin at $72.39. But this just in, Circle files for a US IPO. Y'all, I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of other companies that are going to go IPO. I believe that right after Circle goes IPO, finally goes public, we are going to see Ripple going public. And the moment that that happens, you better believe we are in a new day and age when it comes to crypto adoption and finally the public finally accepting crypto companies. But we're slowly but surely getting into the lives of everybody else. Now, here's the thing. This is 11 Bitcoin ETFs by trading value. You got Grayscale at 532 million. You got Invesco, 531 million. Fidelity, 481 million. Hashdex, 452 million. Wisdom Tree Bitcoin, 447 million. BlackRock, 361 million. ARK, 21 shares, 272 million. Bitwise, 175 million. Valkyrie, 170 million. Franklin Templeton, 154 million, and VanEck, 58 million. This is the first day trading value. And if I add all of this up, let me do the math right here. Well, we know that's over 1 trillion to me. Like, and I remember all of the crypto bros saying once a Bitcoin spot ETF gets approved, nobody's actually going to want it. But it looks like the excitement behind a Bitcoin spot ETF is what's driving the volume today. Now, of course, everything is going to be manipulated with gold. Back in 2003, you know, it had up to 250% from 2003 to 2011, right? That was completely manipulated. It's still being manipulated right now. So we have to take this with a grain of salt. There's going to be a lot of family members and a lot of friends coming up to you if you were that person that ever talked about crypto, that ever talked about Bitcoin, saying that Bitcoin was a scam, saying that Bitcoin won't make it, saying Bitcoin is not going to be what we think it's going to be, right? You're going to have a lot of people that's going to be coming up to you and saying, hey, do you still know Bitcoin? Do you still know crypto? Because they're going to more than likely get some type of message or see it on TV saying that you can now buy, sell, trade, and hold Bitcoin. And for example, VanEck just released a commercial saying finally you can buy and hodl Bitcoin in an NFT. Let's play it and watch to see what it goes. This is the first time I'm ever watching it.
The world holds on to old ways until it can't. When Bitcoin was born, it broke that endless cycle. It's not the defiance of finance. Bitcoin may help guard against the government devaluing your money. Finally, you can buy and hold Bitcoin in an ETF with the VanEck Bitcoin Trust, HODL. Search the ticker HODL in your stock trading app today. The world...
If they didn't say the hype wasn't real, I can guarantee you the hype is most definitely real when it comes to a Bitcoin spot ETF. Now, again, here's the trading volume. It actually surpasses 1.74 billion. I can't believe I just said earlier that here it is. This was over a trillion because I was actually incorrect. It was actually 1.7 billion. But either way it goes, the trading volume within the first hour was absolutely insane. I'm excited to see where it goes. But here is what we have to take a grain of salt, right? There is, since a Bitcoin spot ETF has been approved, we are now looking at whether or not we're going to have an XRP ETF, right? We already know XRP can settle transactions within literally under between 1 to 2 seconds, right? If not faster than that. It is quicker right now in the way the financial system goes. It is definitely quicker to get a briefcase, get on an airplane, and take the money all the way to Singapore. We already know that. We already know that that's something that's very quick. But here's the thing right now. All that we have to do now is the same way that everybody was talking about a Bitcoin spot ETF. We have to show interest in wanting to get an XRP ETF. We already know Europe believes Bitcoin is not the way. We already know Europe is saying that Bitcoin is not the way. My thing is, if you believe that Bitcoin is not the way, what do you think that they're going to use when it comes to settling transactions within a certain time frame? We already know with Ripple's protocol that the central bank digital currencies represent a potential new financial frontier for unlocking the internet of value. And we already know that with Ripple's CBDC platform, where anybody who wants to utilize the CBDC wants to utilize and create a CBDC, you will be able to utilize the XRPL. And anytime a CBDC is used on the XRPL, XRP will be used to actually facilitate those transactions for any CBDCs. So who do you think that they're going to use? What do you think that they're going to use? I get it. This is Bitcoin's time to shine. I love Bitcoin. I'm in Bitcoin. I also love other digital assets, and we have to realize that if the EU is actually saying they're not using it, we already know what digital asset that they're going to use. And me, I've been in this space for about 9 to 10 years now, right? I've seen digital assets claim their type of transactions per second, and I've seen digital assets claim that, they're going to always have that uptime. I've seen it both ways, right? But when it comes to Ripple, XRP, and transactions, we're going to see some type of adoption for XRP in the EU. Hands down, we're going to see some type of adoption. But since Bitcoin is currently in the limelight right now, I can guarantee you more adoption is going to be used. And what others don't understand is that, even though Bitcoin's in the limelight right now, there's still other digital assets that will have the same capability to full scale. This is just a cusp of what's happening right now when it comes to a Bitcoin spot ETF being approved and the volume actually increasing. Because here's the thing, like, this was a volcano waiting to erupt when it comes to Bitcoin, right? You have the Bitcoin spot ETFs being approved here in January. Well, in April or May, whichever comes first, when it comes to a certain number of blocks being hit, I believe it's 740,000. That is when the Bitcoin halving actually happens. And the Bitcoin halving, for those that don't know, because I get new people coming in all the time now, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button. But the Bitcoin halving is when we reach 740K blocks, right? And the reward gets cut in half. Right now, as of 2024, back into 2023, for the past 4 years, right? Bitcoin, anytime a block was mined, miners would get 6.25 Bitcoin. And now, either in April or May, or whenever we get to 740,000 blocks mined, that would be cut down in half from 6.25 to 3.1. Now just imagine what we have right now on top of the Bitcoin halving. Like, do you really understand how scarce Bitcoin is? Like, Bitcoin is super scarce, right? And I love I love Bitcoin. I love Litecoin. I love XRP. I love ETH. I have a vast majority of other digital assets that I'm fully interested in, right? But you just have to realize, like, today is the day that Bitcoin is actually having its day. Other digital assets are doing stuff as well. And so I'm not just a Bitcoin fanboy. Like, I fan over other digital assets, right? And moving on to another digital asset that actually got slid under the radar today. There's several, but I'm going to go over them too as well briefly. But right here, Ethereum. The Ethereum co-founder Vitalik endorsed a 33% increase to the network's gas limit to help boost transaction capacity. Wait, what? So you're telling me that you want to endorse an increase in 33% on the network's gas fees? It's already bad enough that gas transactions are super high. I don't think this is a good idea, but then again, I'm not the founder and I'm not a programmer, right? But based off my experience, like I've been telling y'all before on my TikTok, if you want to go follow me on TikTok, make sure you do. It's TV with Trey. And it's the same profile that you see on my YouTube platform. But I was trying to get my Ethereum tokens, my ERC20 tokens, mainly Pepe, off because I had some money to play around with on MetaMask, right? And the gas fees are so high. I got so frustrated. I was like, you know what? Just forget it. Just keep it on there. So I don't necessarily think that there should be an endorsed of 33%. It's just not okay. It's just not a good look. I just wanted to get that out because that was bothering me. And I just want to make sure that everybody knows that if this keeps happening, I love me some ETH. I've been in ETH for some time now. I love me some ETH. But if this keeps happening, I can see people scaling back away from ETH and possibly going to the XDC network. There's some new news about the XDC network on partnerships. It says here the Umbrella Network has announced a strategic partnership with XDC Network to empower developers and expand the network's capabilities. For those that don't know, XDC Networks was chosen by R3, and they created a partnership with R3 Corda to specifically use settlement for the native token XDC, right? And the XDC network is going to be utilized and used by way of the UK electronic bill, pretty much where everything is going to be going digital. So I think that's super exciting. I'm super excited to see what happens with that. Altcoins haven't really had their time to actually pump, but since the Bitcoin Spot ETF has actually happened, we will probably more than likely see more money flowing into ETH as well as all the other altcoins out there. Because Altseason hasn't happened, and I got a feeling Altseason is going to happen after the halving, right? Because the halving is usually a sell the news event. But a Bitcoin Spot ETF was going to be a sell the news event too as well. So like I said, y'all, these are just my thoughts on the crypto space and the crypto market right now. I missed 48K, I missed 49K, but there's a lot of people saying that we actually did hit 48K. I don't see it on my end, but you know, the day is still young, right? But yeah, these prices, they're starting to react to it, but we'll see what happens. Y'all, make sure you smash the like and hit the subscribe button if you made it this far, and I will see you and everybody else on the next one. Peace.